Genius Group, is this short squeeze going to the moon? I mean, the stock was, $2 today. We got to close at $2. Is this thing going to go to $20? Could this be the next AMC? Guys, watch this video. You're going to find out if this is the next generational wealth creation opportunity. By the way, guys, I wrote this book called 10 Bagger Blueprint, which tells you exactly how to find stocks to go 10x to 100x. I've created over $1 trillion in wealth. I've had over 10 baggers in the last few years, stocks that went up between 1,000 and 5,000%. Now, let's talk about Genius. Let me give you my opinion. First, let me pull up the chart, and I'll tell you what I really think, because I put out a tweet today. If you were following the Wall Street Reporter Twitter account, I basically said, hey, this stock could go to $2. But what is Genius? Genius is a scam. This stock is worthless. It is going to go to zero. But in the meanwhile, there is a bit of a short squeeze happening. I am actually shocked the stock went into $2 today. There is a lot of velocity, a massive volume. Now, by the way, let me back up for a second. When I say it's a scam, I'm not saying it's a fraud. Now, it could be a fraud. I'm not aware of any fraud. I haven't done any accounting work. I know nothing about it. I'm just doing a very surface level investigation of the stock. And again, it's based on stuff. Again, I'm doing this 25 years. I've dealt with thousands of stocks. I'm in the business of stock promotion. Okay, companies pay me to help make their stock go up. I know exactly how these things work. And this thing basically is it's a garbage company. Okay, if you look at their business, it's a failing business. Their CEO is a whiner. I talk about how to recognize these losers in my book. I tell, because the main thing you want to look for is you got to look for the winnings. You got to look for the 100-bagger CEO. This guy's a whiner. He's on Twitter whining, oh, naked shorts, oh, with this, that, whatever. Look, man, you wouldn't have a problem with naked shorts if you were making money, right? But I have no problem with short sellers. And again, I have short sellers attacking, my stocks all the time. And I got a chapter in my book talking about short sellers and exactly what goes on. But let's investigate the chart first, because there's good news and there's bad news. So here we go. Let's dive in. Let's do a deep dive into this dumpster fire, this piece of shit stock. So here's the thing. It is undeniable. Again, I say the charts don't lie, right? We got a MACD. Is it crossing over? No, but I mean, the action in the stock today, it can't be denied. I'm shocked it went up this much in one day. I thought this would happen over, I don't know, a week, 2 weeks. You get massive momentum and velocity. This is a real serious short squeeze. Now, where can this thing go? Is it too late to get in? First of all, why didn't I buy the stock if I said it was going to go to $2? Because I don't buy things which are garbage. And this thing is basically, it's a piece of garbage. And I'll go into the fundamentals in a second, because it's so easy to spot this. But the chart looks like we may pop into the $5 range. Oh, by the way, so the big news is this guy's announcing that, oh, we're hiring, former FBI director to investigate the naked short sellers. Oh, the boogeyman. We're going to investigate the boogeyman. This guy, these people are such morons. This guy's wasting shareholders' money. He's blowing all this money. It's a cover-up. It's a cover-up for his failures. This guy's an absolute total loser. He's a mooch bum. This company is absolute garbage. Their business plan is failing. Now, again, I just know this at the service level. Again, I can do a 60-second analysis. I can tell you if a stock is good or no good. How? Because, again, you get my book, 10 Bagger Blueprint, on Amazon, and I'll tell you everything you need to know. I talk about this exactly. How do you do 60-second due diligence, how to size a company up. By the way, look, no real company. If you're running a real business, you're not going to go, you don't spend all day on Twitter. If you're a CEO of a real company, you don't have time to be on Twitter all the time talking about your stock and this and that and whining and whatever. Now, Elon Musk is a guy, that's a unique example. I mean, this guy runs 5 businesses, a space company, a boring company, a Tesla, Twitter. I think he's got, this is unusual. This is like, we're talking about far end of that bell curve, like the extreme, the average guy. Like, I don't want to see a CEO tweeting about a stock all day. You run your business, okay? Like, there's another guy, another loser that I've seen, a company, what the hell is it called? Now Vertical. This guy is also on Twitter. He's a penny stock. He's got a garbage company doing garbage roll-ups. He's on Twitter talking about a stock undervalued. He's playing golf in the middle of the week. This guy in Australia, where is he? In Australia, Singapore, same thing, absolute garbage. Now, this stock could pop if you look at the chart right here, we got some resistance kind of in the 380 range. Now, we do have, I would say at this point, we got a 50%, I mean, maybe even a higher, maybe a 60, 70% probability of this thing going up to like 380, maybe even $5, maybe even $5 before this thing blows out. And by the way, it's going to collapse at some point. This thing this company has zero value. It has zero value. By the way, I have no position in this. I'm only doing this video because I'm using this as a case study, purely a case study. I have no axe to grind. I don't own the stock. I'm not short the stock. I have no involvement with the company at all. Okay, I haven't even done any due diligence. I don't need to do any due diligence. I can see based right. Again, if you read my book, you can do this. You can figure these things out. You can spot these fugazi stocks. Now, we got based on the chart, we do have a possibility of running up to $5. This could be a really, maybe even a little higher. How far could it go to 10? You never know. You never know. But guys, if you're thinking of this as like a life-changing thing, putting your life savings into this, your IRA, do not do it. You will lose your money. I'm actually making a promise. If you put your life savings into this thing as a long-term investment, you will lose every penny. You will lose every single cent. As a short-term trade, I think this thing has a very good chance of exploding. Now, let's dive in. Let's do a deep dive. 4-hour chart. It's actually looking pretty good. We're breaking above the 200 moving average, right? So we got the MACD crossing over. We got big momentum, big volume. I mean, I'm actually shocked that we got so much going on. Now, again, big resistance in this 250 range. Big resistance. You got a lot of resistance coming in here. It's possible that the thing peters out at 250. It's possible. But if it breaks out above 250, this thing could be, I hate to say it, it could be unstoppable till it goes to $5 or whatever. But at some point, it's going to run out of steam because, again, this is driven by suckers. It's short squeeze. It's all of these stupid ape people, the AMC people, which was another. These companies should be out of business. Okay, this company has this genius thing has absolutely zero credibility. Let me just show you something, by the way. Let me go back here. Let's do. Okay, so this is their big thing here. Oh, stock former FBI, the FBI. Oh, they're getting the FBI. This is, by the way, this is the big Russia hoax. The FBI is like the most corrupt government organization. I don't know. It's like what do they have? Like I think in Iran they had something like the secret police were there. It's a scam. Okay, J. Edgar Hoover was a cross-dresser. Okay, the guy was a cross-dresser. The FBI was started by a cross-dresser. This is all. It's all in the DNA of the FBI, right? I mean, it's a corrupt organization. Now let's go into what does Genius do. Let me dive in here for 1 second. Let's do this because I want to know. I want to know what they do. Let's see here. Genius Group. Where's Genius Group? Okay, here we go. No, Genius Group. Okay. Let's find out. What do these guys do? The world's #1 entrepreneur education group. Wow. Okay. They teach people how to, I don't know, make money, right? Global EdTech, 2.7 million students, 200 countries. Okay, so they're dealing with third world brokies. We're developing future-focused. Okay, when I hear this future, it sounds like a lot of part of the United Nations Global Compact. Okay, it's a scam. It's a scam. Anything to do with the UN education, it's a scam. It's like the World Economic Forum. It's a scam. This guy's tied in. It's a bunch of third world lowlifes. It's a bunch of scumbags and thieves. That's what this is. Now, again, I'm not saying the company's stealing. I'm not saying there's any fraud going on. I'm not saying that at all. I have no idea. Could be. You never know. But okay, let's this guy, look, they teach people how to make money, right? Entrepreneurial education. Okay, so are they making money? Now, I don't know. Are these dollars, Singapore? I have no idea. I don't know anything about math. Are these US dollars, Singapore dollars? Okay, so the revenues, their revenues are flat. I mean, they went from 9 million in 2019. They dropped in 2020. Okay, so it went up to 12. Now it's up 50. Okay, it's okay. But their cost of revenues is going up. Okay. Gross profit, operating expense. Operating income. Here we go. Again, I haven't even looked at deep dive. This is just what Yahoo's telling me. Like any monkey could look at this, right? So they're losing. They went from losing $2 million a year to $7 million a year. So these guys are losing $7 million a year. Wow, they're losing a lot of money. These guys are they're burning money. It's like a burning inferno. It's like a dumpster fire. You might as well just throw your money on fire. Investing in the stock is basically just take a bunch of $100 bills and light them on fire. Look, they're losing money. They're going to go out of business. I don't know. Could they raise money here? I mean, the thing is, they probably could. There's always some lowlife who will, do a deal. They can do a financing here. They can do a financing. Wow, the stock is climbing after hours. It is insane. This is the craziest thing I've seen. Again, this company's pure garbage. They got nothing. They're losing money. They're supposed to be in the business of teaching people how to make money, right? Believe me, my friends, you don't want to learn how to make money from a guy who's losing money. I mean, these guys are basically running a money-losing business, and then they claim to be teaching. At least, look, I wrote this book, 10-Bagger Blueprint, which shows you how to find stocks that go up 10x to 100x. That's right. You can make 10 times, 100 times your money. Now, I have some credibility. I mean, I've had it's documented. You can see online, follow Wall Street Report, everything. It's documented. I've brought you guys 10 stocks that went up between 1,000 and 5,000%. We had one stock that went from a nickel to 250. And by the way, in this book, I will teach, it tells you exactly when to know how to get in and when to sell. What are the signals to sell? Because by the way, that stock that went to 250, guess where it is today? I think it's a nickel. It's back to a nickel. But if you read this book, you would have known when to get out, because there's a very clear signal. We call it the Jim Jones Kool-Aid signal. That tells you when to get out of the stock, okay? You would have known. So don't blame me if you buy these stocks that we're promoting and you don't get out when you're supposed to, because I can't tell you when to get out. I can't tell you sell. I can't tell you buy, okay? I'm not in the investment advice business. Let me be very clear. I've never in my life told anybody to buy a stock or to sell a stock, except when I was a stockbroker, okay, years ago. Not in this business. I've never said, I don't do that. Never, ever, ever. If I tell you a stock has upside potential, I can tell you here's why it could go there. But I would never tell you to buy or sell a stock. Now, I do say, hey, here's the upside potential. Here's the potential target. I never say a stock is going. I never say a stock is going to that number, okay? Or as they say in Canada, price representation. I don't do price representation. I never say a stock is going to a certain number. I tell you, hey, potentially can go there, okay? Now, in the case of Genius, I'm willing to make a price representation because if they're not a client, so legally I'm allowed to do it. And I can tell you that this thing is going to go to zero eventually. It's absolute garbage. This is an absolute dumpster fire. Now, again, read this book, 10-Bagger Blueprint, if you really want to know how to make money with these penny stocks, because we got so much better situations out there. Let me give you an example. Let me give you a real life example. Let me give you, again, if you follow my Twitter account, Wall Street Reporter Twitter account, you would have gotten in on a real stock like Nextech. Now, Nextech, again, talking only about the charts. I'm not even going to talk about Web3, the AI business that they have, AR, the multi-million-dollar order from Amazon. That's right, you heard of Amazon. Amazon is giving huge orders. They're getting orders from Procter & Gamble. This company is, this is going to be a monster. And by the way, did I tell you that Nextech actually increased from 50 cents to $7.50. It was a 12-bagger. Hang on, let me just change up this banner ad because I don't want people to associate Nextech with Genius Brands, which is an absolute garbage dump. Okay, so let's look at the charts. Again, I just told you about Genius. Again, I'm purely subjective, okay? I just told you I told you what would happen on Twitter today, and it actually happened today. It happened today. It doubled to exactly the price I told you, and it's going up beyond it. Now, it happened faster. It happened faster than I expected it. I think the same thing is going to happen with Nextech. Now, look at this chart. Here's what you need to know. You don't need to listen to me. I'll ignore everything I say. It's all with a grain of salt you got to take because, again, they're a paying client. I'm just a low-life stock promoter, right? Now, the moving average, this is all you need to know about charts. When a stock is above the moving average, you want to be long. When it's below it, you want to be out or short. Genius Brands happens to be above the moving average, so technically it's a buy, but okay. Next tech, look what happens every time the stock broke out of moving average. The first time we broke out was 50 cents. It went to a peak of 250. You would have made 5 times your money, 5 times your money. Then the next time it broke out above this moving, it went from $1.20 to $7. You know, before I said it was 900, you would have made 600%. Okay, so twice it happened, 600%. Now we had another buy signal that was given back in October, but it was a fake out because it was just a whipsaw. So you'd have basically broken even. You might have lost a nickel or something. Now it's happening again. We just got it again. Look at this. Look at this. We got the golden cross, and the stock broke out above the moving average. And what's important is we retested. I put it out on Twitter. We retested and bounced hard. That to me is validation. When a stock tests the moving average, bounces off, to me, that is the most bullish thing because that now it's immune. It's immunity. It's got the vaccine, baby. It's got the COVID vaccine. Trust the science. I say trust the science. Like they were telling you for the last couple of years. You got to trust that Dr. Fugazi, right? Now look at this. We got the 4-hour moving average. We got a golden cross. You got the volume blowing up. The volume is on fire. The volume is increasing. Volume precedes price. All you need to know is where volume goes, price goes. Where attention goes, money goes. Like Genius Brands. Look, Genius, you got that volume. This thing is going to follow through. The Genius Brands, no matter how much of a piece of shit that company is, we're going to see a move probably till $5 till the momentum runs out. But again, it's going to go to 0. It's garbage. Now, next tech is completely the opposite. If you read the book, you read my book, 10-Bagger Blueprint on Amazon, it'll tell you exactly. By the way, we have a 10-step formula so you can analyze a stock and know exactly, if this thing is potentially a stock that could be a 10x. Boom. Hang on. Let me make sure my camera is functioning here. Let me get this over here. Hang on. There we go. Boom. Can you see it? There we go. Boom. Right there, baby. 10-Bagger Blueprint. Bestseller on Amazon. #1 bestseller. I think it dropped off. It's at number 10 or something right now. Whatever. Look, guys, I just need you to buy 100 copies a piece. Give them out to homeless people. I don't really care. Look, bottom line is, this, my friends. This book tells you exactly the system I use to find stocks that have 10x upside potential. Now, am I a genius? No, 100% not. I failed in math. Okay, I dropped out of high school. Okay, now I did get like an early admissions program. I'm a relatively smart guy, but look, I'm not. Whatever. Look, all this is like divine inspiration. Everything is from God. This is all my talents are all purely God given. I'm just here on the planet for one purpose, which is, to promote stocks. That's my one talent. I do better than anybody else in the world. I've created over $1 trillion. That's right, $1 trillion in shareholder wealth in the last 25 years. That's how long I'm doing this. How? By, helping introduce investors like you to countless stocks that went up, 5x, 10x, 20x, 50x. By the way, the last couple of years, we had that 150 bagger, we had 220 baggers. One of them was a biotech stock, Cytodyne, that went from 50 cents to $10. We got another biotech stock, Nova Mentis, NMLSF. That stock, by the way, NMLSF is, I think that is another potential 10-bagger. It's a 7-cent stock, which I think could be a $1 stock in the next 6 months. Nova Mentis Life Sciences, the psychedelic business, developing a psilocybin-based therapeutic for treating autism/Fragile X. Other potential for neurological disorders. Companies trading at a 10 million market cap. So, you got big upside potential because, again, the comps in that space are like, 100 million because they're going into phase 2 clinical trials, phase 2A clinical trials, right? A company that's going into phase 2A clinical trials, again, they were approved to start the trial. So companies going into that phase 2A clinical trials usually are worth, how much are they worth? They're usually worth, in something that's a novel therapeutic like psychedelics, psilocybin, 100 million plus. So basically, to me, I look at this as a locked-in profit. You buy that stock. Let me punch it up right now so that you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. So Nova Mentis is the 4-hour chart. Hang on a second. Let me punch up the daily. So we got a little consolidation happening. Let's look at the big picture. Short term, it doesn't look that great, to be honest. A little weak right here. I mean, it's hanging on. It's a little weak. We're waiting for news. By the way, we got some big news. They appointed a new chairman, Derek Avani, who's an absolute winner. This guy's had literally 100 bagger before. I think he could do it again. Now, one of the things I look for in a chart, this is my favorite thing. I love to see a chart that had a major high before. I love this. I love it. So this stock, I mean, according to the chart, right? Again, I'm not making this up, was $3. Actually, I mean, technically $80. Now the splits, but in theory, this thing was $80. That's what it's telling us, $80. And now we're at 6 cents. Now, it's a totally different company, the reverse, whatever. But the charts don't lie. The charts don't care. The charts have no politics. The charts don't care, if you're Chinese, you're black, you're Mexican, you're white. The charts is like money. Money doesn't care about your race, your religion, ethnicity, whatever it is. Charts are the same way. So the chart doesn't care about your business. They don't care what kind of company you have, your fundamentals, your cash flow, they don't care about that. The charts is like money, okay? It's pure mathematics. It's science. Now, I love it when a chart has had a big high before because, psychologically, investors always expect, hey, it's going to make a comeback. So, do I think it could be a $3 or an $80 stock? Well, I got bad news for you. I don't think that Nova Mentis is going to be $80 anytime soon. Do I think it could be $1? Yes, 100%. By the way, I own a bunch of stock, I bought a private placement. So I got 250 grand tied up. That's real money, right? And I'm not in it to make a double. I'm already up. I mean, I could sell it in theory and double my money. But why would I? I'm in it to make a 10x, 10 baggers, baby, 10 bagger blueprint. I mean, I'm not just talking this stuff. I live this. Now, the resistance is about 13 cents. If we break out, we got to break out of here at some point, 10 cents. And I think this is going to happen. We got some catalysts coming up. I don't want to talk about them, but there's some real possibility of this thing breaking out. Again, not advice, not making any representation, but if we break out of 13 cents, this thing is going to go to the moon. My target, again, is $1. I'll be candid with you. I'll be very candid. I probably would loosen up some stock in the kind of 50, 60 cent range. Probably would loosen up, just get my principal out and let the rest run maybe to $1 so that, that'd be nice, like a little payday. Let's see. But again, it's a binary bet. They're going into a clinical trial. Who knows what's going to happen? Maybe it doesn't work. Maybe, who knows, right? You never know. But the data that they have so far is very, very good. They've had some very, very positive data. Now, let's go back to, I just want to go back to, what do you call it? Nextech right now. I want to finish off on this because this is the breakout stock. Again, charts don't lie. They don't care about anything. This is the weekly chart of Nextech. Now, this is pure, it's like the Matrix. It's pure science. The first time we broke out of the moving average, you can see what happened. Boom, boom, boom. It's happening again. So we got to break out above the 50. The 200 is over here, but so we got basically the next resistance on Nextech is $1.80 American. By the way, this is the American chart. So we're at 80 cents right now. We got a beautiful breakout. We got an inverse head and shoulders bottom. It's really a double bottom from 2 years ago. So I love that big wide base. And again, I talk about this in my book, How to Read These Charts. And we got a huge breakout. I think basically we're going to have a run to about $1.80 over the next, I would call it 6 weeks. Again, I think so. I'm not saying it's going there. I'm not making a representation that it's going to be there on Tuesday or whatever, or a certain. I'm saying it's got the potential. That's what the charts are telling us. Charts don't lie. Again, beautiful breakout. It doesn't get any better. It really does not get better. I mean, it doesn't, because you got, again, in my book, I talk about something called the asymmetric setup. The asymmetric setup. What's an asymmetric setup? Here's the problem. Why most investors lose? Most investors lose money because they lose money because they buy a stock at $1 and they hope to sell it at $2. Like they buy a Genius Brands at $1 or whatever, or $2, and they want to sell it at $5. They want to double their money, right? They think they're smart. Actually, the odds are stacked up against them, because in a trade like that, it could go to $4, but it could also go to 0. So the odds are really against you. If you do that bet, you place that bet enough times, you're going to lose money. It's like you go into a casino. You go into a casino, the casino has the house edge. They got a 4% advantage, whatever it is. But look, there are certain guys, if you have certain things, they can play blackjack, and they actually have a mathematical edge, right? There's a story, actually, a guy who beat the Atlantic City casinos for $10 million over a few weeks. How? Because he basically had a mathematical advantage. He played perfect. He played perfect games. He had all sorts of stuff. Find the story. Google it on Google. The guy who beat the Atlantic City casinos 10 million blackjack. Again, it's the same thing. So with a stock like this, what's an asymmetric setup? The asymmetric setup, it's like that guy who beat the Atlantic City casinos with a house he had the advantage, right? Because he had perfect mathematics, and he also got he had everything, really, you got to read the article. It's fascinating. Again, I don't really play blackjack. I don't really care about that stuff, but it's fascinating how these people think, right? So here, the mathematical advantage that you have with Nextech is this, the asymmetric setup, right? Let me go back to the chart. All the odds are stacked in your favor. You got the weekly chart breakout above the 50 moving average. You got the daily chart breakout above the 50 and 200 moving average. Volume increasing, MACD crossing over, golden cross. All the technical stars are aligned. Like literally, all of them are flashing buy, 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 buy. By the way, that's not me saying it. It's the charts. It's the technical signal saying it. Also, I talk about in my book how to read the moving average, and how guys like Richard Dennis started with $2,000 and turned it into $200 million using exactly that system. And he taught other people to use that system. It's all in this book. So this book is going to change your life. It's only $15. Look, I don't get rich off books. This is like, what am I going to make? I mean, I can't even buy a used cigar with the money I'm making for the book. I'm just here to spread the knowledge. And also, quite frankly, so that when I talk about the certain concepts with these stocks, so you understand what I'm talking about, because I'm not really that articulate, as you can see from this video. But in the book, I am very articulate. It was very deliberately well written out. It took me quite a while. I invested time in writing out my theories of how these markets work. And again, it's purely based on my experience. Again, I've created over $1 trillion in wealth. I've dealt with all sorts of companies. I mean, look, when I started off in the 90s with penny stocks, most of my clients were guys in the mob. That's right, guys, in organized crime. Now, I didn't do anything, untoward, illegal. Everything was fully disclosed, whatever. But that's what the business was. In the 90s, most of penny stocks, it was, the mob was involved. Whether Wolf of Wall Street, Strat Oakmont, whether it was A.R. Barron, whether it was what's the other guy? Who's the guy? Roy Agel. What the hell is it called? Hanover Sterling, whose office was right across the street from me. So. I know how these things work, right? Now, my focus is stocks that have 10x to 100x upside potential. So let's go into this. All the stars are aligned, right? You got the moving average breakout, weekly charts looking good, daily charts looking good. What else can we talk about with Nextech? Again, what's the upside? Great question. I think the stock could be $7.50. That's my target. I think we will exceed the old high. That's my opinion. I think that's what's going to happen. It's going to take probably 12 months. It's not going to be like 4 months, 2 months, like it happened with, a couple of stocks, 2 years ago. That's not going to happen. We're in a new market. It's going to be a climb. Okay. It's going to take 12 months. I think realistically, we can be at $5 in 6 months. Very, very possibly. Again, not advice, not price prediction, but, because that's where the real resistance is, in that kind of $5 range. The first level of resistance is really in this kind of $2 range, $1.80, $2. When we break out of the $2 range, it's going to go to $5 based on the charts. Now, what does the company do? Great question. Well, watch the video, Wall Street Reporter channel, Next Tech. We got a video, tells you all about their AI Web3 business. This is a generational mega shift going on. $5 trillion e-commerce industry is shifting to Web3, 3D product models. Amazon is the leader. They just gave Next Tech a, what is it, a $5-7 million order? I don't even know. A huge order. Procter & Gamble just gave them a big order to do these 3D models. By the way, these guys are not stupid. They're not just throwing out around. Hey, 5 million. Listen. Amazon, to get a penny out of Amazon is like squeezing blood from a stone. Okay, Amazon is a very tight ship. If Amazon gives you $5 million, it means like you got to be really, really good, like really good. It's like look, it's amazing. So. Anyway, watch the video. I talk about how they could be potentially, a 750 stock based on, 25 million revenues. I go into all the fundamental details, but it doesn't matter. The charts tell you all you need to know. Anyway, bottom line is, let me know what you guys think. Check out this book, 10-Bagger Blueprint. It's on Amazon, $15. I guarantee you, this is the one guarantee I will make. This book will change your life. By the way, go to the website, 10-Bagger Blueprint. We got endorsements from guys saying, hey, I turned 2,000 to 60,000 or into $1 million, 50,000, crazy stuff. People have made big money with, some of the information I've given them. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you subscribe to this video, get your copy of 10-Bagger Blueprint, and you're gonna be a trillionaire, maybe even a gazillionaire in weeks potentially. So anyway, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Check out 10-Bagger Blueprint on Amazon, and here's to your 100x, that's right, 100x success in 2023.